Hello, Tarnish, and welcome back to another Soulslike video. The first boss. That monumental, terrifying, pulse-pounding moment when you realize this game isn't messing around. Whether it was the Asylum Demon in Dark Souls, Margit in Elden Ring, or the first Hollow Knight encounter, there's a reason we never forget it. That first boss sets the tone for the entire journey. Today, we're diving deep into why your first boss sticks in your brain like a cursed ring in your inventory, and why it's often the first taste of the addictive, punishing, yet strangely comforting nature of Souls-like games. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's jump right into it. There's something about being thrown into a fight you aren't ready for. Your palms sweat, your heart races, your fingers feel like they might spontaneously combust on the controller. The first boss is usually simpler than endgame nightmares, but it's designed to teach you this is not a walk in the park. It's memorable because it's your first real taste of death in a world that punishes mistakes, rewards observation, and celebrates patience. Every swing, every parry, every dodge becomes a lesson engraved into your muscle memory. That adrenaline spike, that fear, it's unforgettable. Souls-like games speak a very particular language. Attack tells, stamina management, positioning, and environmental awareness. Your first boss is your Rosetta Stone. Margit teaches you patience. The Asylum Demon teaches you how verticality changes fights. Hollow Knight's first boss demonstrates movement and pattern recognition. In essence, the first boss is the game saying, welcome. If you survive me, you might just survive everything else. It's the moment the rules of this harsh, beautiful world finally click, or your corpse proves them to be brutally true. It's not just mechanics, it's emotional. The first boss encounter is the emotional peak of your early journey. You feel triumph when you finally land that killing blow. You feel humiliation when you get stomped repeatedly. It's a roller coaster, a rite of passage, a shared moment among the Souls-like community. Everyone remembers their first boss. It's like a first heartbreak, a first real test of your patience and resolve. Only instead of love, it's life, death, and sometimes literal fireballs in your face. Here's where things get interesting. That first boss is also the hook. Souls-likes are addictive because they teach you to fail forward. Each death is a lesson, each victory is a dopamine hit. That first boss sets the stage. You learn to read attacks, exploit openings, and savor victories. The rush you feel after finally defeating them keeps you coming back through hundreds of more deaths and triumphs. It's cruel, it's punishing, but you love it. And that's the beauty of these games. They make you addicted to mastery. First bosses are usually pattern-based, designed so your mind can slowly unravel their attacks. You remember the stagger when they swing that giant hammer. You remember the teleport or the leap that killed you 3 times in a row. The brain loves patterns, and Souls-likes are pattern gold mines. That first boss imprints its rhythm into your memory because your survival literally depends on it. And that's why, years later, even if you've beaten the hardest late-game bosses, you still recall the terror of your first encounter. Beyond mechanics, your first boss often ties into the game's story. Maybe they're guarding a key area, maybe they're a corrupted lord, maybe they're just a random nightmare monster with a face only a mother could love. They give context to the world, they mark your first real stakes. Every Souls-like game tells a story through the environment, and your first boss is a major narrative anchor. Beat them and you feel like part of the world. Die to them and the world laughs at you, mercilessly. One of the coolest things about first bosses, everyone remembers them. Ask a Souls-like fan about their first boss, and you'll get a story dripping with sweat, tears, and triumph. It's a shared cultural experience among gamers who love challenge. Forums light up with strategies, YouTube explodes with guide videos, and streamers rage like it's personal. The first boss creates instant camaraderie. Yes, I died 50 times to the Asylum DM2. You're not alone. Often first bosses are deceptively difficult. Developers intentionally ramp up challenge early to teach the player humility. You might think, oh, this is just a warm-up. Wrong. Souls-like to sucker punch your confidence. They're designed to make sure you understand the rules of their world before you move on. It's like a filter for the patient and observant. And once you survive it, you feel like a warrior, ready to tackle the instant, swarming nightmare that lies ahead. First bosses hook you into a cycle of death and learning that makes Souls-like addictive. You die, you learn, you get better. That tension, that spike of fear, that eventual relief of victory, it's all part of the push-pull that keeps fans coming back. First bosses hook you into the cycle of death and learning that makes Souls-like addictive. You die, you learn, you get better. That tension, that spike of fear, that eventual relief of victory, it's all part of the push-pull that keeps fans coming back. It's why Souls-like aren't just games. They're habit-forming challenges for your mind, body, and patience. Once you experience that first boss, you're in the club. Welcome. So the next time you remember your first boss fight, don't just think about the deaths. You remember the thrill, the panic, and the sweet, sweet victory. That's what makes Souls-like so unforgettable. Share your story in the comments. Who was your first boss, and how many times did they absolutely humiliate you before you conquered them? Hit like if you remember every agonizing detail, subscribe for more deep dives into Souls-like, and ring that bell so you never miss a chance to relive the pain and glory of your next boss. Stay sharp, stay patient, and embrace the death. And as always, if you haven't already, please head on over to Twitch at limerivt so you can watch me play Souls-like games on the daily. Goodbye, Tarnish!